In this video, we are going over how to be a smart striker like Roberto Firmino of Liverpool. He's a very underrated player, and although he's not traditionally a striker, he has been doing great in that role under Jurgen Klopp. Let's go over what makes him such a smart player in this position. This video is sponsored by Rocket Sports, where you can get 15% off of their line of soccer products by clicking on the link down below. Rocket Sports sells a variety of soccer goals of all sizes and for all ages, along with other training equipment like rebounders to help you improve your game. They are not only great for team training, but for your own individual training as well. I personally use their products during my own training sessions, and I love them. Click on the link down below to check them out for yourself. Let's get into the video. If you want to be a smart striker, or an effective striker for that matter, you need to be making runs, smart runs, and have really good movement. And Roberto Firmino is incredibly good at this. He knows how to move off the ball, not only to get in behind on goal himself, but he also knows how to move off the ball in order to create space for himself to receive it, and also to create space for his teammates as well. If you want to be a smart player, you need to know how to make smart runs. Making runs is not all about getting yourself in behind for a goal-scoring opportunity. It's also about taking away defenders and opening up space for your teammates. And one thing I love about Firmino is he always has the team in mind and will do a lot of work for the team so that Liverpool will have the advantages they need in order to be effective in the final third. Speaking of working hard for the team, the second way to be more of a smart striker is your work rate. The fact of the matter is, the harder you work, the more opportunity you will have to score yourself, and also to put your teammates in or set up your teammates for chances as well. Now, work rate may not be the first thing you think of when thinking of a smart striker, but for me, it is the smart thing to do. Firmino is always closing down opponents, winning the ball back, making run after run after run. And this is just a clever thing to do, because you might as well be doing as much as you possibly can to help your team win. And the other thing about Firmino is he's not doing this blindly. He's not doing it mindlessly. There's a reason he does these things, because he knows the harder he works, the more likely he is to get the ball in good positions, the more likely he is going to open up space for his teammates, and the more likely the defense will make a mistake because he's closing them down and harassing them. Next way to be an incredibly smart striker like Roberto Firmino is to have really good hold-up and combination play, and honestly, Firmino is so great at this. His control is so just majestic that he's able to play 1-2s with his teammates very well, but he's also able to hold the ball up as well in situations where Liverpool need him to do so. So if the ball is just flung into his feet, he's able to control it and hold off defenders. If he's in a tight spot, he's able to do body feints and skill moves in order to keep the ball. And he's able to combine with his teammates so effectively in order to set up attacks, give them space, or put them in on goal. Now, there are a lot of components that go into being a player who can hold up the ball well and combine well with his teammates. Obviously, there is a level of technique you need to practice. In order to get to this point, you need to have good control, and you do need to be able to keep the ball under pressure. But this is something you definitely need to work on if you want to be more of a smart striker. A smart striker knows when to hold up the ball and when not to. A smart striker knows when to make that run towards goal and when to cut back into space to receive the ball. These are all things that a smart striker is able to calculate and determine which is the best option. And I find with Firmino, he more often than not picks the right thing to do, whether it's coming back to receive the ball closer towards the midfield, or make that run into space, either to open it up for his teammate or to put himself in on goal. Last thing I'm going to cover when it comes to being a smart striker like Firmino is his calmness. And this may sound like a weird one, but he is so calm in situations that most players would feel pressure in. He's able to move beyond players with such ease that it just comes down, it epitomizes how calm he is in these situations. I've seen so many times where he'll get the ball in just situations where most players will lose it, and he's able to maintain the ball and maybe even beat a few players at the same time. He's very good at keeping his head in these situations, something that not all players can do. do. Being able to be calm in pressure situations helps you be more of a smart striker because you're not overthinking situations, you're keeping the ball more, and more often than not, you're making the right decision. And if you want to be more of a smart player, a smart striker specifically, you need to be making more good decisions than bad decisions. Really, once Roberto Firmino improves his goal scoring and finishing ability, I think he'll be more appreciated because that's the only thing he's lacking right now. But he is incredibly clever, incredibly smart, and there's a reason that he is played up top ahead of other strikers in the Liverpool lineup. And he's just an incredible player for Liverpool. So that's how to play or how to be a smart striker like Roberto Firmino. Again, I think a very underrated player and a very smart player, which is why I like to learn off him, because learning off smart players I think is one of the best ways to go. Make sure you vote for the next player you want me to cover. I will have the bar come across now. There'll also be an I button in the top right hand corner for you to vote. This is the only place to vote, so make sure you get your votes in so that the player you want covered is selected. Again, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. Please hit that like button and that share button so this video can get around to as many players as possible. Please subscribe to Simplysoccer if you are new to the channel so you don't miss any of the content that we release. I will put 2 other videos from this series up on the screen now so you can continue to learn, to improve, and to become a better player overall. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.